Coming up today on the Locked On Hornets podcast, what's our buzz level heading into the new year? We'll talk Brandon Miller's future contract and the all-rookie teams. Today, Locked On Hornets.
You are Locked On Hornets, your daily Charlotte Hornets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
In a minute, cuz we live.
It's Locked On Hornets, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day. Thanks for making us your first listen. We are free and available anywhere you get your podcast, and that does include YouTube. There's Doug Branson, everyhornetsboxscore.com. Also, go check out Yahoo Sports Daily with Jason Fitz and Caroline Fenton. And I'm Walker Mail. Listen to me, WFNZ, every weekday from 12 to 3 p.m. Sports Radio 92.7 FM. This episode is brought to you by Game Time. Game Time?
Game Time.
Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. And last, but certainly not least, we need to thank you, the listener, for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network out there. We appreciate it very much. We also appreciate you having contributed to the 10,000 subs on YouTube. We passed the 10K mark. It's, feel like we brought this up a while back. I'm not sure if this will jog the memory. What was the number that we passed when you dressed like grandmama?
I think it was 5,000.
Was it 5?
We've doubled it up.
Have we made an empty promise? Not that we would ever do that on this show. No, we've never done that before. But just curious, have we ever made an empty promise on passing 10,000 subs and doing something when we did? Maybe the listeners can help us out. Maybe they can comment in the YouTube section. Maybe they can text you. Maybe they can do something. Just reach out to us somehow, some way. But I feel like maybe there was a promise made once upon a time that we did not fulfill.
Should I just take my shirt off to be safe?
I think we need to see your knueppels, and then everything will be okay. Then we'll have paid our debts. Let's, speaking of taking off your shirt and showing your knueppels, let's talk getting a little buzzed going into the new year. Explain the game that you have for the people here, Doug.
Yeah, so I'm stealing this concept from a podcast that I like that is a tech podcast called Hard Fork. They do their 2026 predictions for the new year, but I'm putting a little bit of a Hornets branding spin on it. So we're going to do high confidence predictions, medium confidence predictions, and then low confidence predictions. But high confidence we're calling barely buzzed. So we're just like a little buzzed. It's fine. It's just a little Coors Light or something. Mm-hmm. Taste the Rockies. These are our high confidence predictions. These are things that we are fairly certain will happen. So
as close to a sober mind as possible, right? Like this is the idea. These are
clear-eyed.
The more buzzed we get, the less sober the ideas get. Did you get a beer without me? Is that what just happened? Oh, are you?
No. This is no. This is
what is that?
This is a grapefruit spindrift. That's look, that's the way my voice has been acting. No, I don't need it. I don't need anything clogging up the pipes.
I thought that was a sugar-free.
And also, I don't need a beer to take my shirt off. Okay.
I do. I need plenty for me to do that. I thought that was a Sugar Creek, what is it, Blood Orange IPA. That's what I thought it was, but it's not. All right, what's medium buzz level? Explain to the people, or just tell us a little bit more about how you want to play this game.
Yeah, so I think we just start with our barely buzz. Okay. We'll do that, and then we'll do medium in the next segment, and then we'll do the low confidence, which is I'm calling it so buzzed I can't see straight.
Okay.
The medium is called I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah, okay, for sure. So if I'm going to give you my barely buzzed 2026 prediction surrounding the Hornets, it's that at least 2 Hornets rookies make the all-rookie team. 3 if I drink that IPA and we have a high ABV. So
3.
Hearing Zach talk about this with, I forget who was on the pod with him, but they just released an episode over the holiday break, and of course they talked about Knueppel, clear and like easy first team all selection. Really, the conversation surrounding him is if there's any way they're going to allow him to win Rookie of the Year, even if he has a better year than Cooper Flagg, are they still going to give that award to Cooper? I'm fine. I promise I don't think about it every day. The other thing is they talked about Ryan Kalkbrenner clearly being like easily in the top 8, which means that would put him solidly as a member of the second team, all-rookie team. They mentioned Sion James, and that's where if I drink the IPA, maybe this gets a little further away from sobriety. I could see it. I think they did speak about him glowingly. I think he does provide a big impact for this team. I still think he's going to get minutes, even with a relatively healthy squad. But that's my lightly buzzed take, is that the Hornets are guaranteed to have 2 all-rookie members, which is no small thing. And again, if I drink something with a little higher ABV, I think 3 can sneak in there.
Well, on the Sion thing, like we don't know how severe this Miles Bridges injury is. And if it is a little bit more severe, it's going to give Sion not only an opportunity to continue to start, but also to contribute a little bit more in the scoring department. They may ask him to be more aggressive on certain nights to make up for that difference. So, yeah, I mean, he would have to go on a serious run, though. Like that's going to have to be a serious IPA if that were to happen.
Sion, it's tough because some of the other guys they mentioned, it goes back to this class being so good. Like this is such an impressive class, man. I mean, Trey Johnson is now starting to showcase his talents a little bit more so. Ace Bailey, it's funny, Ace hasn't been bad in Utah. It's not been terrible for him. And he's barely even in contention for this top 10 spot. Ace Bailey, in my opinion, would probably get it over a Sion James if the numbers bear out to be basically the same at the end of the season. So you're right. Have to be a strong one. So maybe I just settle down a little bit, pass up that IPA and say 2 guys are surefire all rookie members.
All right. Here's my barely buzzed prediction for 2026. I've been nursing this one for a while. Like give me the keys. I'm driving. Brandon Miller signs a rookie max extension.
Max, yeah.
Yeah, max extension. It's just no question. I mean, this is easier coming off that Milwaukee game where he looked the part of a star player, but we know in our heart of hearts that he was capable of that he will be capable of that and more. And, for the Hornets, I think they have to sign him to a rookie max extension, which then puts them in a little bit of a bind in terms of their finances and makes the LaMelo questions won't get any quieter after July when I think July 6th, he's eligible for the extension. And that's going to be somewhere in the starting year 1, $45 million department.
Yeah, look, I think with this prediction, yours is a little gutsier than mine.
Really?
I would think. I think so. I think maybe they're both on par.
You think they're going to negotiate that? You think they're going to get him off the max extension?
No, I don't think. I think so. Part of your prediction, your nursing the drink prediction, a lot of that is baked into understanding that Brandon Miller is going to play better than what he has so far, right? So what is assumed in this prediction is that he is going to turn it on in a much better sense because the shooting percentage is bad, because the points per shot attempt is not good. If that's what his role is supposed to be, the bucket getter, the guy that you lean on in a half court set to go get a shot, whether it's 3-point, can he be a 3-level scorer? Got to the foul line. That was nice. Still doesn't get to the paint a ton, but has been finishing decently well. When he gets there, I think the numbers out on that are pretty good. Still, I'm with you. It's just, that's the tough part, man. Do the Hornets want to play the leverage game like the Rockets did and play just like a tiny bit of hardball? Softball. Just play some softball rather than no ball. Because no ball is, here's a blank check, do whatever you want. That's what they did with LaMelo. Do you want to play softball with, hey, we'd like to save a little money here. Let's just go back and forth a tiny bit before we immediately come to an agreement. No, you're mad? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let's just go ahead and agree to the max. I wonder if that happens with this thing.
It could. We don't. Yeah. This will be our first instance with this new ownership group of having to deal with this question, because LaMelo, in one of the final acts of the previous administration, they decided to sign LaMelo to the max. And so, we don't know how they're going to deal with that. But if he continues to play the way we saw him play against Milwaukee for the rest of the season, their hand will be forced. I mean, they're going to have to keep a player of that talent level. You've got to pay for it, particularly when you're Charlotte, and so they're going to be more inclined to pay for it than I think maybe the Houston Rockets would have been in their circumstance. But we'll see. All right, that's my barely. Do you have any more? You want to fire
barely
off
buzzed
any of the hip?
I didn't have any barely buzzed. I've got some medium buzzed ones. So maybe I've got 2 medium buzzed ones. So maybe we go there. Coming up next on the Locked On Hornets podcast.
Bees everywhere!
We're going to have a few more. Things are getting lit at the low bar. Let's have a couple more here, people. That's coming up next, LOH. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Fridays already feel different during basketball season. FanDuel's making them even better. Every Friday night before the games tip off, FanDuel gives fans a new way to kick off the weekend with NBA Happy Hour. NBA Happy Hour is your official pregame, a limited time window where special offers drop right inside the FanDuel app before the action starts. Man, really alcohol-themed show here, folks. Really alcohol-themed show. It's happy hour after all. Fridays from 6 to 7:30 Eastern have become appointment viewing with NBA Happy Hour. Opening the FanDuel app during happy hour always brings something new, boosts, bonuses, and surprises. It's easy to check the weekly special before tip-off and make a move before the window closes. The timing's perfect. Right before the games, right before the weekend starts. It adds extra energy to Friday night basketball without overthinking it. So before tip-off, check the FanDuel app, see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 Eastern. A little basketball, little action, a whole lot of Friday energy. That's NBA Happy Hour, only on FanDuel, the official sports book partner of the NBA. More Locked On Hornets ahead. I took the first sip last time, Doug. Why don't you lead us off with this is immediate, you're starting to feel it, Buzz. What you got?
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Our medium confidence predictions for 2026. And let me just say, too, I just want to tease ahead to my low confidence prediction, the low bar confidence prediction. Mine is amazing. I haven't seen Walker's yet. Walker's keeping his from me. I'm sure his is amazing, too. But I just want to tease ahead and say that mine is amazing. Also, at the low bar, IPA stands for I pray for ankles.
Healthy ones. We have all of the injured ones that we could ever want, which is, however many we have, too many. Yeah, I pray for ankles. What you got for the people?
I think that in 2026, finally, after what seems like 3 decades in the wilderness, it hasn't been that long. It's almost been a decade. I think the Hornets will finally straighten out their center position. It hasn't been right since Big Al started to feel his age at the end of the last playoff run, and they had to shift gears, and they shifted into Roy Hibbert, and then somehow Miles Plumlee. I don't know. I may have those flipped. I've tried to block it out. There's some Frank Kaminsky in there. There's some Spencer Hawes in there, but it just hasn't been right. And we thought Mark Williams was going to fix it. I wish they had drafted Mark Williams and Jalen Duren. I think that might have fixed it, but instead they decided that they just didn't want to pay for another first-round pick. I love that. Teams beg for lottery picks. Teams are like, Oklahoma City cannot have enough lottery picks. And the Charlotte Hornets decided, you know what? We were gifted by the grace of God and the New Orleans Pelicans. We were gifted a lottery pick, and we're not going to use it. Unbelievable.
It was one of the more baffling. I mean, it's an infamous episode.
I'm not mad
the
about
lights
it.
gave out on us. Everything's fine. No, the lights gave out on us. We had no clue what was happening, and it really wasn't even Mark Williams' fault. Like I liked Mark. We liked Jalen more, and it was you're trading with a team that is a contender for you're trading for a worse first round. Anyways, yeah, 100%.
So, but and I don't know if you agree with me, but I think this is a transition season, so I did not expect them to fully figure it out. Although you draft Ryan Kalkbrenner, and he ends up playing really well. We'll see how he plays after this elbow issue. But I think they've still got it. I don't think Ryan Kalkbrenner is necessarily yes, absolutely number one answer. We cannot go and improve the position even more. Mason Plumlee was an absolute stopgap. I don't know that Moussa is actually a center. I love how he's playing. We talked about it the last episode. There's so many reasons for him to stay. I don't know that one of those reasons is like he's absolutely a center. So I think they've got some work to do, but I have medium confidence that they will figure this out. And I will say, like, because we have to have a way to measure this. So I will say that there are at least 2 new center names added to the roster that make the roster. And this is a little subjective, but I think we'll know it when we see it.
I think that's exactly how I would have described it. I don't think this is going to be too hard to measure.
NBA quality ads, not like a G leaguer. I'm talking NBA quality centers. 2 of them get added to pair with Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Well, yeah, and this is the Moussa position debate / conversation, but it kind of ties into mine. Maybe it's a little too close to yours to count, but I'm going with it. We're drinking. We're having a good time. Please don't try to bring any rules here. Mine is the front court will actually be younger than the backcourt. So stretching this a little bit, but if you look at the 2 oldest players, Mason Plumlee doesn't count. Pat Connaughton doesn't count. We all consider them not to be part of the future. Both are on expiring contracts. We didn't even expect Connaughton to make the roster. Whatever. The 2 oldest players are Miles Bridges at 27 and Grant Williams at 27 years old. Both of those power forwards are the oldest players on the team right now. In fact, I said 27. Are they even 28 right now at this point? Either way. So those power forwards older. You see what's happening with Tijon, right? He's still extremely young. Yeah. I did kind of wrap it. I did bring in the first round pick. You know, you have some guys that are quite interesting in the lottery at that power forward spot or that are going to play more so in the front court. So you add one of those guys to the roster. Now you have another younger player there. You look at some of the other younger players like Kalkbrenner, Moussa Diabate. It's funny. Kalkbrenner's older than Moussa by a couple days. So both of those, it's funny as hell. But both of those guys are younger. Yeah, he does. He's like Doug Branson in that regard.
That's right.
Can he use that as an excuse if he plays poorly?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, if he's not, he's irresponsible.
What's funny is that his best game came the same day that he was a father, or like 24 hours after he became a father, when he started like 9 for 9 or something like that. Either way.
But see, that's the key. You got to use it both as an excuse for when you do great stuff. Oh yeah, dad strength. That's all dad strength right there. Just Papa Bear strength. But then also, whenever you're late for a meeting, it's just the kid. You know, I got a kid. I don't know what to tell you. My baby's crazy.
So the front court will become younger than the backcourt, and part of this too is if Miles Bridges is gone, that helps a lot in terms of the age, right? So that one's tougher because I don't think they're looking to move on from Grant, who they view as a leader. You know, I don't know what they're going to do with Miles. Now we're starting to get to the territory where the expiring contract with a player that helps you at $22 million, that's different than the $27 million that he agreed to originally. Now we're going to get to 22 next year. So now we're starting to be in that weird space, but it felt, that's the one I chose, that I was feeling it, and it feels like to me that the front court being younger than the back court is the one I'm going to roll with.
It's going to be so interesting what they do in this upcoming draft, because you just drafted 4 rookies. You potentially have 2 first-round picks coming. How many young players can you have and be able to seriously develop them all at the same time? Now, I guess it helps that you took Khan, who's absolutely ready right now. No, he's going to develop his skills, obviously, but he can hang. Sion can hang. Ryan Kalkbrenner's got some development to go. Liam's got some, but they drafted older rookies who are some are older and more ready to play. But it would be really interesting. I did see the latest Tankathon has the Hornets with that pick that would be like 21 or something by the Suns. They have them taking a Duke center again. We can't escape. Every year, it's like Hornets Duke center.
It's probably Gongba or something like that.
Gongba.
He looks good.
It's Gongba.
If you didn't love that one because you didn't feel like that was drunk enough, this one feels a little drunker. It's going into this year, but still in 2026. Moussa starts at center the rest of the way. We just talked about it in the last episode, how they've been better offensively. I don't think that there's enough of a gap defensively. You need size for sure. Kalkbrenner's still going to be a big part of that center rotation. Needs to still get at least 20 minutes a game, would still get more. But in terms of who would start, maybe, a lot of it's matchup based, and I get it. But that's what, look, I'm starting to get a little drunk here. All right. That's what's happened. I'm getting a little closer to the bleep face takes. Yeah. Moussa Diabate just starts at center as long as he's healthy.
The Orlando game really helps that because that's a team traditionally that's been able to use their size and physicality to beat up on the Hornets, and they weren't able to in that game. And so, that's the thing. Moose is going to get those opportunities to prove it out and say, hey, you can depend on me in these situations, and really, I think we'll see how that pans out.
There you go. Coming up next on the Locked On Hornets podcast.
Bees everywhere!
Let's party. What are the takes where we're feeling so buzzed we can't see straight? Low confidence predictions coming up in the last segment of LOH. Before we tell you the low confidence predictions, we want to tell you that this episode is brought to you by Game Time. Game Time?
Game time.
During basketball season, there's nothing like being in the building, the energy, the crowd, that first big run that gets everyone on their feet. Fans want to be there for those moments, not stuck refreshing screens or guessing what tickets are really going to cost. That's where Game Time comes in. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage back, making it incredibly easy to score amazing tickets, fast, simple, and without the guesswork. Browsing the Game Time app is straightforward and intuitive. Finding tickets takes just a few taps. Seeing the view from your seat before buying makes choosing tickets easy and confident. And prices include fees up front, so the total is clear from the start. Whether it's an NBA game or another live event, everything is right there in one place. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONNBA. That's LOCKEDONNBA, Locked On NBA, for $20 off your first purchase. Download the Game Time app today and get in on the action. More Locked On Hornets ahead. The takes that were so buzzed we can barely see straight. Doug, you want to lead us off? You want to give us an incoherent cheers here?
Oh, yeah. You're going to carry me out of the low bar after this one, my friend. There's just no question. So here's my so buzzed I can't see straight low confidence prediction for the Charlotte Hornets in 2026. And it starts with the Golden State Warriors. They missed the playoffs entirely. And the Hornets, they convinced Steph, they convinced the Warriors that it's time for Steph to end his career in Charlotte, come back home, chosen son, for the good of both franchises, not just Charlotte. Like, it obviously would sell tickets. You get Steph mentoring Knueppel. Khan's got a little Steph in his game, man. I mean, they would pair very well together. And they accomplished this in a trade for LaMelo Ball. I love it. It allows them to just reset on the draft decision that is still haunting them to this day. LaMelo Ball gets to go out west again, play for a big-time franchise, get on national television, all the buzz. I'm buzzed. You're buzzed. Take my keys. Get me out of this. Get me out of this low bar.
No, let's go. It's 2 a.m. and Doug is asking to go somewhere else. The bars are not open anymore. We need to go home, Doug. No, screw it. We need to go out. We need to
hop on a private jet and get somewhere where the bars are open. Let's go.
Okay, I love it. Yes, this is. I will say I hear this thrown out a little more frequently with Golden State heading the direction that they're in, and with them, imploding is too strong, but when Draymond Green takes himself out of a game, and it's not like he's kicked out, he just says, I need to cool down. I'm going to go leave and then not be allowed to enter because, I just left my teammates in this gotta-have-it scenario where the Warriors are not just going to win 73 contests and every game matters. Maybe they are imploding a little bit. Golden State, still hard to believe that they would trade him. I like that.
No, it would take something drastic. It's not just missing the playoffs. Like, it has to go full dysfunction because Steph wants to, I think his heart wants to end his career in Golden State. But I don't think he wants to end it in Houston or, I don't know, you just name a place that's, I think like it's either Golden State or Charlotte. And so if Draymond's causing problems, if Jimmy Butler's causing problems, if just it looks like, man, and oh, by the way, can they even, with all the contracts, figure out a way to make that team better? I don't know. This would allow them to reset. It would give Steph a storybook ending to his career, and it would immediately make the Charlotte Hornets better.
Okay. How about this one? Mine is way.
Hold on. You can't beat that. There's no way you can come up with something crazier than Steph to Charlotte for LaMelo Ball. There's no way. Go ahead.
You need to take me to the hospital, buddy. I'm not okay. I had 5 too many shots. I need immediately to go to the hospital. And while I'm there, I won't see any Hornets because my take is the Hornets actually have injury luck on their side.
What? No. That's not so buzzed. I can't see straight. That's so buzzed. You're in a medically induced coma.
Where am I? I'm shivering.
Injury luck?
Are you there, God? It's me, Walker. I'm shivering and I'm scared. I don't know what's happening. I'm rocking back and forth in fetal position. Injury luck on their side. I don't know
why.
I don't even know how. I don't even know how it would happen. There's too many ankle injuries. But this is why I'm really drunk. I have zero reasoning for this. If you wanted something that I could possibly explain, this one's still pretty drunk. The Hornets finish out the year on a tear. They don't get to the postseason. They get to the play-in though, and they outperform expectations. And there's more and more national attention surrounding the Hornets. And the Hornets front office feels some pressure to lock up Charles Lee because of the great job that he's done, and they decide to give him an extension on top after the first 2 years of his 4-year contract that he agreed to become the head coach. I don't see that happening. But again, this is the drunk take, baby. This is me needing to be dragged out of the bar. Charles Lee and the Hornets outperform expectations so much so that front office, Jeff Peterson, they want to keep Charles Lee around. And so they sign a different contract, a new one, a contract extension, despite still having 2 more years left on his deal. What you think?
I think it's going to be really interesting if the Hornets do get healthy and stay healthy to see how Charles Lee changes in personality, particularly like post-game and pre-game. If he's still the sort of beatitudes, constantly spitting out the sort of pillars-like phrases and different things, or if the pressure to perform, because once this team's healthy, if they don't perform to expectations, I think there will be serious questions about the future for Charles Lee and Charlotte. I don't see him getting fired in the offseason or anything like that. I just think we start the conversation if they're fully healthy and they finish the year out, seriously underwater. So it's not like self-inflicted. Like at some point they may pull the plug and say, all right, we're going to try to improve our draft stock while Adam Silver still lets us. And, there might be some of that, but we'll know like, all right, they're healthy. They're not winning. It'll be really interesting to see how much, what the pressure does to Charles Lee in those situations.
Yeah, just because coaching contracts are basically just exist in the ether and nobody can find a ton of information on them. Don't know how much money these coaches are making unless it's specifically reported upon. Woj, one of the last reports from Woj has to be. It was May 2024 when he was hired. But Woj did report that Lee agreed to a 4-year contract. So again, just for the sake of this take, it would be after the first 2 years of this contract. And basically the reason you would give him an extension is as a reward, as stability. It does happen. So maybe that would happen.
It could. And a lot of that stuff is going to probably be like internal relationships, understanding. Are we going to move on from LaMelo or are we going to stick with LaMelo? How do we feel like LaMelo and Charles Lee are coming together and improving each other? All that stuff. Khan plays a big factor into this, what Khan thinks of Charles Lee, what Charles Lee thinks of Khan. But you also should never underestimate an ownership group looking at another situation and saying, And I think a lot of people are looking at Detroit and saying, like they made their coaching switch, and a lot of people were like, well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And it paid huge dividends. And so I think you've got to look at that. But they've got plenty of time to prove that all of that is ridiculous, and that will be the fun part of the rest of this season. But yeah, Walker, that's injury luck on their side, man. The only way that's happening, I would add this to your buzz take, is that they do what I suggest, which is take apart Spectrum Center and all the renovations. They take it apart brick by brick and they rebuild the Coliseum. Like, you just got to go full exorcism. That or trade Miles Bridges, either one.
That'll do it for Locked On Hornets. Thanks for making us your first listen.
Either
We're
one.
free
I don't know
and
which one's
available.
more expensive. I don't know which one's more expensive, but either one of those.
We appreciate everybody making us your first listen. We're free and available anywhere you get your pods. That includes YouTube. Yeah, just build the Coliseum, because I think a lot of people would be excited about that. Just get away from the geographic location that still haunts us with all of the injuries, and maybe we can have some healthy ankles after that. Yahoo Sports Daily, Jason Fitz, Caroline Fenton, everyhornetsboxscore.com. Both are Doug Branson vehicles. Go check them out. I'm Walker Mail. Listen to me, WFNZ, every weekday from 12 to 3 p.m. Sports Radio, 92.7 FM. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great New Year. If we don't see you, tip of the cap. Hopefully if you do get as buzzed as we did in some of these segments, please be safe. Seriously, this is a message from Locked On Hornets. We do not condone not being safe when drinking. So please be safe when you're partying out there, and we'll see you in 2026. Thanks again.
On Lang Syne.